Back at Trine University, it's the MIAA conclusion here today as the Trine Thunder and the Adrian Bulldogs fight out for an MIAA championship. And I'm joined by Trine head coach Matt Land. Coach, not only is it championship Saturday, it's senior Saturday for your team. You're honoring 17 seniors today, playing their final game likely here at Trine University. First of all, tell me about Christian Chase.
Well, he's been up and down because of injuries for a long time, and the thing I love about him most is just his attitude going through the rehab for those things. You know, it was a huge loss for us last year when we lost him early, and he has just fought, scratched, and clawed to get himself back into the equation, and we are really lucky to have him because he's made a lot of big plays for us in the secondary. A
quarterback for your team, Coach, is Andrew D.
Andrew really saved us last year. I mean, he did a great job for us. He might be the smartest quarterback I've ever been associated with at all levels. If you want to know something about our offense or what we do, go ask him because he'll know. And he does a great job of coaching the other players. I think he's a big part of the success we've had offensively just because he's what he's done in the background, you know, with the rest of the quarterbacks.
An anchor defensively for your team, Coach, is an all-conference player, Tyler Guzzi.
What can you say about Guzzi? Because he won't say it about himself. You know, he doesn't talk a lot. If you would meet him, you would not even put the two things together of Tyler Guzzi that you met, and he's going to come down and whack your face off from the safety position. He's just a great person, a great teammate, and really a really great player.
The linebacker, Coach, Dakota Harmon.
Dakota's a tough kid, personally identifiable by his mohawk that he loves a lot. But again, another kid who's been in the program for 4 years and worked his butt off and has earned every down he's got, and he's a tough kid.
The tight end, Zach Hess.
Hess has been a player for us since he stepped on the field. His injury his freshman year he came back from and has been a big part of what we do offensively. And you can't talk about the offensive success without the blocking and receiving skills that Hess has provided us.
Coach, this player is now the all-time sacks leader in Trine University, and Ryan Hogan.
What else do you say after that? The kid has constantly worked as hard as any player we've ever had work, and when you have a successful player like he is and a record-setting player like he is work that hard, the importance to the team is incredible because the leadership comes from watching him work for the rest of the players, and that's what he does. He's going to put his head down and go to work, and he does it every Saturday, and he's one of the best in the history of our program.
Yep. I can definitely say this is one of the best kickers in the country in Joel Opshire.
How about that?
Yeah.
I don't have enough time to talk about Joel, and we've talked about this before, on and off. For 3 years, because we coach our kickers just like we coach our DNs and we coach our quarterbacks hard, and we're hard on them because we think that the harder you are on them, the easier it's going to be in a game. And for 3 years, we have put more pressure on this kid than anyone I can remember because he's a kicker, and you either make it or you don't. You either kick it correctly in the right spot during practice or you don't. And trust me, and you do, we've told him when he didn't, and it was often. And he has worked on his craft just like a defensive end, just like Ryan Hogan. And when the work corresponds with the success that you have on the field, you can't feel happier about it. He's a hometown kid, and if that's not what it's all about, you know, taking a kid who is very raw and getting him into shape to be able to be in a position and for crying out loud, excel. You know, that's what it's all about, and he makes me really happy to talk about.
Coach, a captain and a leader for your team is Jared Packard.
Jared has played fullback for us, got moved to offensive line this year. He's already played more snaps at offensive line than he's played at fullback in his entire career. And a smart kid, a tough kid, a physical kid, and a hard worker. And academically, he's top-notch. And there's great things that are going to happen for this kid, and we're lucky to have him in our program.
The offensive lineman, Brad Penning.
Brad's a junior. This will be his last game. He's going to enter the doctorate in physical therapy program, so he has 3 years left to his doctorate. It's a 6-year plan. We're going to miss him. Kind of a late addition for us, but still, Brad Penning is, again, one of the best that Trine University has to offer.
Defensive lineman, Fernando Sagoon.
Well, we all learned that his name was Sagoon, a couple years ago.
Sahagan.
That's right. He never corrected me when I called him Sahagan for a year, and his family. So I'd like to apologize publicly to his family, all of them, for saying his name wrong. But another kid who has just been with our program for 4 years and been hurt and really being productive for us this year. And we love Fernando, and he always has a smile on his face. And again, another kid that just lunch bucket kid that just comes to work and gives you everything he has every day.
Another defensive lineman, Coach Matt Schultz.
Schultze is one of the kids that just come every day to work. And these kids, you spend a lot of time in our program on scout team, everybody, because of the competitive nature that our program is. And he is just, again, scratched and clawed for every chance that he's gotten and produced when he's gotten his chance. He's excited about going to Ball State and doing his internship in the strength and conditioning program that I think he's going to be very successful at.
Running back, Austin Shoemaker.
Austin Shoemaker, who I coach, I'm the running backs coach. That's the position that I coach. This is a comeback kid of the century. He fumbled his freshman year and didn't get to touch the ball for a year and a half. And that can be frustrating. We put him in and he went in, but we didn't hand it to him. It's punishment. We don't like turnovers. And he's learned that lesson, obviously, and turned into just a tremendous running back for us. His athleticism and strength. And he's very, very smart, and he's a great pass protector. And he's just very keen on execution. And he's a kid that I personally love because I coach him every day, and he's a joy to be around.
Number 50, Kurt Surratt.
Kurt Surratt, who was the happiest player on the field at Kalamazoo, and we did see his tweet, which is awesome for him. A program kid has been here for 4 years and been on scout team, and we beat on him every day. Got his chance to play, and he's just excited about being a part of our football program. There's no person on our football team that's more proud of being a Trine University Thunder football player than Kurt, and we're happy to get him on the field in that Kalamazoo game because it was a happy time for all of us.
Offensive lineman, Jacob Turner.
This is the sad point. Jacob was a starting tackle for us, got hurt in camp, and was just never able to recover. And it's tough for him. He's playing, he's just not playing at the same level. He's a backup for us now. He's accepted his role and led that young group of offensive linemen we have, and we couldn't have done it without him. But again, just a bad deal for him, and I'm most proud of him for his reaction to it. And he's been out there every day, hobbling around and giving us every ounce of effort that he could. But the biggest thing he's done is take that underclassmen offensive line under his wing and really push them to heights that I don't think they could even have imagined they'd get to.
Coach, a tremendous leader for your team is Aaron Wolf.
You can't talk about Aaron Wolf. I can't talk about Aaron Wolf without leading with his GPA. He has a 4.0. He's never gotten anything other than an A at this university. And number one, that's tremendous. Because this is an incredibly tough place to accomplish that feat. And but on top of that, he's an incredibly gifted football player as well. As tough as they come, came in as a linebacker, came in and then moved to D end, and now he plays inside at D tackle. And he is tenacious, and his motor it just never stops.
Yeah. We had him on the podcast this week, the linebacker Tyler Yeoman.
Another success story. He didn't get his chance because he's behind a lot of really good players, and he got his chance this year, and he's just a tough kid from Penn High School who's got a pedigree, obviously, from the podcast, and his dad's a coach, and he's a quiet leader who he worked for everything that he got, and he's earned every down that he's played. I promise you that. And he got on the field this year, and he's responded tremendously, and he's a great football player for us inside.
And finally, Coach, it has been a standout senior year for Anthony Yoder.
It's an up and down roller coaster ride with this kid. He's a North-South All-Star quarterback, comes as a quarterback, really good athlete. He's behind a really good one, with Hargraves, and we move him into the slot. He plays there. He's played corner. Then we moved him to wide receiver, or we moved back to quarterback actually. And then he got hurt and hurt his arm, and then hurt his leg when we moved him to wide receiver, and finally, we kept him outside this year just so he could get through an entire year uninjured. He's been an explosive football player, and we knew it for 4 years. And finally, he's being able to play a healthy season of football, and you can see what kind of player he really is.
That's Trine head coach Matt Land. Championship Saturday today between the Bulldogs and the Thunder. This is Trine Thunder football on 88X.